Hello friends, it has been quite some time. I filmed my last video like 5 weeks ago and it was like end of my diet, oh it's finally over, I am victorious and all that, and then I just like slipped off the face of the planet like into a coma. Everything's been going well, I'm fine. I guess I was in some kind of food coma. I'm now up 500 calories from what I was 5 weeks ago, and I'm pretty much the same weight. I'm gonna do a video on that at another time though. I should just say, I am sorry for not uploading anything for the last like 5 weeks, but just life, I guess. Family, social life, work's been pretty crazy, and then I've got to keep on top of my own exercise and nutrition. And yeah, it's been a pretty hectic time, and I mean, I really enjoy vlogging and I really enjoy editing videos and the whole process, but sometimes it can't be my priority. I mean, I'm not paid to do this. I'm just doing it because I want to help out and because I like it. So sometimes it can't be the priority, but I'm hoping to get back on it and help you guys out. Anyway, let's chat about weight loss plateaus. Alright, I got my notes. Gonna make sure that I don't miss anything. Just before I start, as always, I'd like to stress that I do have a degree in medical science. I understand how to read literature and I've done a lot of reading, blah, 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 but I'm not a qualified doctor or nutritionist. What I'm going to talk about in this video are the principles will apply to the majority of people. However, you could have some kind of complex hormonal thing going on. I'm not experienced in anything like that, and if you do think that you've got something more complicated going on, I really do urge you to go and see someone who's qualified and don't just listen to some chick that you're watching on YouTube, okay? Alright. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about calories, and I'm going to be talking about calorie deficits. And I know that a lot of you don't count calories and refuse to count calories or don't understand how to count calories. And that's okay. Part of this video, this will still apply to you, and I think it is still important to understand, because even if you're not counting calories, your body still is. So losing, gaining, maintaining your weight, it's all about energy balance. It's all about how many calories you're consuming versus how many calories that your body is burning. Now, the obvious way that you burn calories is through exercise. That's what everyone thinks about. But your body actually burns calories in a number of other ways. I'm just going to start with like a bit of a general intro before we kind of get into the nitty-gritty kind of stuff. There's your basal metabolic rate, which is the number of calories that your body needs just at rest. Just to keep normal processes going, keep you alive, keep you functioning, breathing, heart beating, brain going, etc. So that's actually how you burn the majority of your calories, just keeping your body like alive. Then there's non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. And this is an amount of calories that you burn going about your normal daily activities. This is walking around, doing your day-to-day job, or some people are quite kind of restless in their chair or something like that. That all falls under NEAT, where you're not actively exercising, but yeah, you're still burning calories through activity. Then there's calories that your body uses to digest your food. This is called the thermic effect of food. And then finally, there's the obvious one, which is calories burnt through exercise. And can we also just note that your body actually uses the least amount of calories to exercise in comparison to everything else? I think people kind of tend to forget that. They think that all of the calories that they're burning are just through exercise and through nothing else. But you're actually burning the great majority of your calories throughout the day without even realizing it. So that's how your body burns calories. And so to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. You have to be eating less calories than your body is burning. And if you're not losing weight, if your weight loss is halted or slowed for whatever reason, then it's actually quite straightforward. You're not in a calorie deficit. If you're not losing weight, you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not burning more calories than you're eating. And so what happens when you put your body in a calorie deficit, or you're trying to lose weight, or you've been losing weight for a period of time and then it stops, is your body can recognize that. And there's a number of mechanisms that your body puts in place to try and stop you from losing weight. And so your body down-regulates a whole heap of different metabolic processes in order to conserve energy, because it's like, we are deficient, our body is deficient in energy, we must conserve energy in some way. So it down-regulates a whole heap of different things in order to conserve energy and conserve fat and to try and stop you from losing weight. So the first one is it slows, your body can slow down your basal metabolic rate, your BMR. This is just the number of calories that you burn through normal metabolism. So it down-regulates a whole heap of internal processes that often you're not really aware of. A really kind of extreme example of this is when you have irregular periods, or if you lose your period. You might have heard about, or it might have happened to you, that you've dieted for an extended period, or you've gone on to some sort of drastic diet and you've noticed that your period becomes irregular, or perhaps you lose it entirely for a certain period of time. That's because your body has down-regulated your metabolism, and menstruation your body considers to be a less essential process to put energy into than things like keeping your brain going, keeping you breathing, keeping your heart beating. So there's one way that your body down-regulates just normal metabolism, and your body finds a way to burn less calories. Another one is the non-exercise activity thermogenesis that I talked about, the NEAT. Your body also down-regulates that. You'll find as your diet continues, you have kind of maybe less energy throughout the day, and you're burning less calories doing normal daily activities without even thinking about it. And it's often really hard to realize. I guess I can give an example. When I was dieting, I work in a big office building, and my desk is on the 5th floor. When I was dieting, I did not want to take the stairs. Every single day I was in the lift, going up the lift, and I did not want to expend any more energy. I just didn't feel like it. Like the thought of taking the stairs, I was just like, no, that's not happening today. Like I didn't feel exhausted, I didn't feel tired. I was just like, no, I just don't want to take the stairs. As soon as I started eating more the last 5 weeks, I'm taking the stairs every single day just because I feel like I can. And so because of that, I'm burning more calories. So I guess on the other side of things, when you're eating less calories, you're burning less without even thinking about it. When you're sitting in your chair, you're fiddling less, you're not walking around as much. You're less active without even thinking about it. So there's another way that your body is burning less calories. Another thing that happens when you're dieting, you're burning less calories when you do your workouts. Because you have less energy available, you have less to give in the gym. You might find that your workouts are a lot harder and your heart rate doesn't get as high, things like that. Because you have less calories available, less energy available, you're not burning as many calories through exercise. So again, you're not burning as many calories, you're not as likely going to be in a calorie deficit. And finally, the last one is, if you've had like a period of weight loss and then your weight loss has stalled, you actually require less calories when you weigh less than when you weigh more. So for example, I've just lost 12 kilos, which is 26 pounds, something like that. Sorry, Americans. And so my energy requirements now as a being with 12 kilos less weight on me are less than they were 12 kilos ago. My body doesn't need as many calories to keep me going when I've got less weight than it did when I had more weight on me. So as you begin to lose weight, your energy requirements change, and you also require less calories. So there you go. There's a whole heap of ways in which your body can adapt so that you're burning less calories through a multitude of different functions. And I get that me sitting here telling you if you're not losing weight, you're not in a calorie deficit, can be really frustrating, because you're sitting at the other end being like, but I feel like I'm doing all I can. I feel like I'm doing all I can. I feel like I know that I'm in a calorie deficit. I should be in a calorie deficit, but why am I not losing weight? And I think I'd like to clear up a few things in terms of that. For example, some people say, I'm not losing weight, but I'm eating really clean. So what is clean? So you're eating majority unprocessed foods, I guess, because unprocessed foods still can contain a lot of calories. For example, fatty fish. Yeah, sure, it's great for you. No questions about that, but it has a lot of calories. Avocado has a lot of calories, like granola, nuts, seed mix. If you're eating a lot of fruit, a lot of potatoes and grains and those kind of things. All of these foods that are classed as clean, and you can be eating really clean, but you're still eating quite calorie dense foods. I would probably take an honest, if you're one of these clean eaters and you're frustrated with your weight loss or your lack of weight loss or your plateau, I would probably take an honest look at the amount that you're consuming in comparison to the recommended portion and serving sizes, and just kind of check in that you're consuming the amount that's actually recommended. And if you are over consuming, perhaps you should be looking at reducing your portion sizes and that kind of thing. Another one is people get MyFitnessPal to do their calculations for them, or they do some sort of calculation online, they fill in all their stats and they get their number, their calorie deficit number, and it's like, okay, this is my number that I'm going to eat to and I'm going to lose weight. And then you're not losing weight. It's like, but I'm eating what the computer told me to eat, and why am I not losing weight when I should be? The computer can't account for any of the metabolic adaptation processes that I talked about before. A computer doesn't know how long you've been dieting, or how aggressively you've been dieting, or how your daily activity levels have changed. An online calculator doesn't know that, so the online calculator numbers are irrelevant. You have to look at your current intake and what that looks like, and whether you are progressing or not. Because if you are eating, I don't know, 1,800 calories like an online calculator told you to, and you're not losing weight, even though the online calculator says you should be, then you're not in a calorie deficit. Pay attention to your current intake and how your body is progressing, and ignore whatever the online calculator says. Base your future steps off what you're currently eating and what your current kind of state and progress is. Another one is, like smartwatches. My Fitbit tells me that I'm burning 2,000 calories a day and I'm eating 1,800, but I'm not losing weight. Again, the same thing applies as the online calculator thing. The Fitbit doesn't know what kind of metabolic adaptation that you've undergone, or how long you've been dieting, etc. Everything that I've said before. So ignore the watch. Stop obsessing over the numbers that technology tells you, and pay attention to what you're currently consuming and what your current state is. So, how do you break the plateau? Well, if you're currently not losing weight, then you're not in a calorie deficit. So, you have to push your body back into a calorie deficit. So you can either eat a little bit less food, exercise a little bit more, or a combination of the two. Now, notice that I'm saying a little bit. Don't go out and start doing like 6 cardio sessions a week, because yeah, okay, you might get some pretty drastic weight loss in the first couple of weeks, but what's going to happen is your body is going to adapt to that pretty quickly. And then where do you go? Where do you go from, if you're suddenly introducing 6 cardio sessions a week, how do you increase that? How do you see further progress? Because you've already gone like so hard so soon that you've got nowhere left to move. So I would say make very, very small adjustments, and therefore you give yourself more room to move over a longer period of time. Because if you want sustainable weight loss, then you have to have a sustainable approach. So if you're counting macros and you're wanting to reduce your food intake, then it stays relatively straightforward. It's a lot easier, I will say, if you're counting macros. Your protein should stay the same. It should be anywhere between 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. Keep your protein the same no matter if you're dieting, no matter if you're bulking, but reduce your carbs and fats. You could reduce your carbs by 10 grams, for example, and your fats by 2 grams. But again, this will depend on what your current macros are and what you have preference for. So if you love your fats and you don't want to reduce your fats any further, then take from carbs, and vice versa. So you can do that if you're counting macros. Again, just keep it conservative. Don't be like, yeah, smash, let's go, 50 grams carbs out the window. No, like, keep it conservative, make a small adjustment, see how your body responds over the next 2-3 weeks, and then you can adjust again accordingly if you need to. If you are losing weight, there's no need to change anything, okay guys? If you make an adjustment and you start to lose weight, keep going. The aim is to lose weight while eating as much food as possible and while exercising as little as possible, or I guess doing as little additional cardio as possible. In terms of if you're not counting macros and you're just doing your kind of own eating plan or whatever, it can be a little bit more challenging to figure out where do you reduce your foods from. I guess I would really focus on really upping your veggie intake, upping your lean protein intake, making sure that you're eating really voluminous meals that keep you full, and then reducing kind of foods which are difficult to portion control or are very easy to overeat. So just watch things like granola, cereal, nuts, snacks, chips, chocolate, all those kind of things. These things are fine in moderation, but just check in with your portion sizes and that kind of thing. And unfortunately, if you want to lose weight, you can't eat everything. Yes, you may have to give a few things up just for a little while. It can all come again in the future, but just for your little weight loss period, you might need to make a few little sacrifices. So to summarize all of that, if you have reached a weight loss plateau, then you are not in a calorie deficit. You are not eating less calories than you are burning. So if you want to start losing weight again, then you have to either eat a little bit less, exercise a little bit more, or a combination of the two. I hope that makes sense. Oh my goodness, I've said the word calorie so many times today, I'm dying. So before I finish up today, I want to close out by saying that for many people, reducing calories further and exercising more is not the answer. If you currently are struggling with binging, if you've been dieting for an extended period of time, I would say 4-5 months or more that you've been, I suppose, aggressively and actively trying to lose weight, or if you're already eating quite little food, then I wouldn't recommend pushing yourself any further than that. There comes a point where your body is quite stressed and there's other factors at play, and I would probably consider getting maybe a macro coach, seeing a nutritionist, seeing a dietitian, because there comes a point where it's really no longer worth it. Like, is it really worth pushing your body to a place it doesn't want to be, stressing your body out even further to weigh just that little bit less? And there comes that quote, don't miss out on 95% of your life to weigh 5% less. And if you're already in quite a restrictive place, do you really want to stress your body out even further? Do you really want to have your mind thinking about food even more? It makes socializing with friends and family so much more difficult. And do you really want to do that just to weigh a little bit less? So if you're in that situation, I really want you to think about that. So I think that's all from me today. I do apologize that this video took so long to get up. I hope that it was useful in some way. Please comment if it was useful. Please comment if it was shithouse. No, don't comment if it was shithouse. No, you should. You should. Feedback is always appreciated. But if you have any questions or queries or suggestions for future videos, please comment. I would love to know. If you like this video, please thumbs up, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing a video very soon about my reverse diet and how, I'm eating so much more food and I'm still weighing the same. It's a fantastic process, guys. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!